There is something about a good, hard rain. Good evening, and welcome to Love and Lessons After Dark Story Time with McQueen. Thank you for joining me. Remember to visit it-mcqueen.com where all things McQueen reside. Grab you a blanket, come on up here, and curl up on this bed, and let's get ready to dive into a story. I love to read and get lost in a book like a scene from a movie. Grab your sweet treats, your fruits, your drink, your blanket, whatever it is you need to make you comfortable, and set your cozy ambiance. Let's get lost in this story. If you want to know how you're doing in a relationship, go ask the person you're in that relationship with. Nobody else can tell you how you're performing with another person, period. And that includes motherhood. I went to the source this weekend, my kids. I said, all right, be honest. How am I doing as your mom? And the reviews came in. Some answers made me laugh, some made me proud, and a few made me stop and think. But here's the thing, I didn't get defensive, I listened. Because their perspective matters, their truth matters. And as much as we think we're doing everything right, our children experience our parenting differently than we experience giving it. Way differently. Hearing them made me feel secure. Secure in knowing that even though the chaos, the late nights, and the mistakes and lessons did exist, my purpose as mother is still being served. So here's my encouragement to every parent listening. Ask your kids, not just one, make it a habit. And when you ask, process the information accordingly. Grow from it. Celebrate the good and work on the rest. You might be surprised at how much they see and how much they appreciate you, even in the moments you doubt yourself. Tonight, we are diving into the fourth chapter of Mommy. Stranger Danger. Mommy is my first published nonfiction book based on not just true crime and events, it's the origin of McQueen. It's her roots, her past, and the window into her future. I wasn't unhappy with my grandparents, but nothing could replace my mommy. As our date came to an end, I dreaded uncuddling from her warmth. I wanted to stay in that moment forever. I always say that God prepares us for what's to come. Most of the time, we just aren't paying attention. Hey, baby girl, I hope you're doing well and your school year is going great so far. I got a promotion at my job. It's in Pensacola, Florida. I'm sorry I wasn't able to see you before I left, but you can always visit me here, and I can visit you there. Mommy loves you. I was crushed as I read the letter, tears streamed down my face. First, Daddy moved out to live with his new family, and now Mommy was leaving the state completely. Even though I didn't get to see her talked to her often. Just knowing she was there made everything seem a little better. In the last 2 years, I had lost everything: my mom, my dad, my sister, my brother, my friends. I was completely abandoned. I sobbed uncontrollably, clutching the piece of paper in my hands. This was a Dear John letter. I didn't want to say goodbye. Now I'd never get to see her. Nobody was going to let me go all the way to Florida. They already thought she was unsafe. And now she's near too much water. You can't swim. You might drown. Another reason, another excuse, another door slammed shut between me and my mommy. The truth of the matter was that Irvin was showing up everywhere: at the bus stop, my apartment, even my job. It was against the court order for us to be on the same street, let alone in the same space. I could go to jail. The only reason I even met him for visits with my baby was because I missed her so much. The struggle was real, but she brought me so much peace, just like she always had. Seeing her healthy and thriving with her grandparents gave me comfort. I knew how much she was loved, and deep down, I knew this was what was best for her right now. I had to get myself together. So, to avoid Irvin and prison, I packed up and left for Pensacola, Florida with my male friend. Hey, sister, Nisi called. Hey, what's up? I answered, trying to sound casual. I heard mom and dad arguing the other night and she slapped the piss out of him. I didn't find it funny at all. My stomach tightened. What we're not gonna do is this domestic violence bullshit again. I'd seen and heard my mom and dad fight and argue for too many years. I wasn't about to let this woman, who I don't even like, be the one to take him away from me permanently. I would end her before I let that happen. Period. Point blank. That's where my 12-year-old mind stood. Maybe they just sent me to a mental health facility afterward, I thought. It didn't really matter, as long as I didn't lose my daddy. After sitting in my room for hours, crying and trying to come up with a foolproof plan to erase her very existence, all I could come up with was cut that bitch throat and walk away. Yeah, that's a horrible plan. Mima walked into the room and saw me crying. She sat beside me and asked, "What's wrong?" "I'm gonna have to unalive Janelle. She's trying to hurt my dad. No one is gonna take him away from me." Parenting isn't always pretty. And the truth is, the way our parents handle their relationships can shape the way we see love, trust, and safety. My story isn't about drama. It's about how those moments leave fingerprints on who we become. Drop an emoji in the comments that show how you feel about the way parents' choices impact their kids. I pray you not only enjoyed this story time, but that you realize the importance of protecting children from adult battles and showing them unhealthy love. They must see a healthy love and respect, because what they see becomes what they believe. Stop by itmcqueen.com, it-mcqueen.com, where all things are McQueen. Purchase books and get the tea on McQueen. Rest peacefully. Good night.